everyone, and welcome back to my GNM Digestible Morsel series. In the previous few episodes, I've explained how to support healing, why we don't need to cure disease, how to find conflicts and differentiate these from emotions and non-conflict trauma, and what is not supportive to healing, along with some other things. So now I will take you through a step-by-step guide I've put together to help you apply the principles of GNM when you're in a biological program. And I just want to stress that this is not officially GNM. It is just a way that I have put it together to present it. So hopefully it is easier to understand because it is in like a step-by-step fashion. And basically the whole thing all comes down to one thing, and that is trust. But here lies the problem, as the conventional way of thinking completely strips that trust from us by making us think we have to have an external authority telling us what is right for us and what we need to do. This makes us think that we are not knowledgeable or an authority of our own health and bodies. It does this by making us believe that our bodies can malfunction without any external influence. Therefore, we are just unlucky when we get ill, and this makes us feel really powerless. It does this by making us think that the symptoms we experience are a malfunction that needs intervention, or otherwise we'll be in a state of self-destruction. This takes away the trust that our bodies are divinely connected, finely tuned biological computers. It does this by making us think that we are always under attack. So we stop trusting nature and our divine connection to everything. And there's so much more in other aspects of life too, but I hope you get the picture. So we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. See the amazing beings that we actually are. And trust in nature's perfection. We need to trust in the process, trust in our bodies, and trust in the science. After all, when you look into the science in detail, it really is irrefutable. And we also need to trust in our divine connection. So wait, do I hear an acronym coming on? Well, as much as acronyms can be a little bit cringy, they can also be really, really helpful. So I'm just going to allow this one. And here it is. Trust. So T actually stands for trust in the process. This is a really important step to always come back to. Hopefully, some of the points I've raised in this video will help you to realise that you can trust the process, but you can also remind yourself of the key points of Dr. Harmer's research. And these are how impeccable it was, how everything had to be proven 100% before he would put it forward. This means there are no assumptions, no hypotheses, or no theories. It is all proven 100%. Another is his very high success rate of over 92%. So reminders such as this can help you to regain that trust in times of doubt, which can often happen, particularly at epicrisis. Also little reminders of our connection to nature and to everything and how our bodies are finely tuned computers. It's just these little reminders that help you to rebuild that trust when you have a few doubts. Maybe it would be useful to just write some of these down, some of the things that really resonate with you. And then if you keep that in a safe place, and then when you feel doubtful, just have a little read through them and get back into the trust. So trust is really important as it removes the fear, and therefore, as we previously learned, this will be supportive to your healing. As those so-called negative emotions such as fear, frustration, anger and worry can be disruptive to healing. Trust is a little bit like having faith, but with faith we trust in something that is unproven or unseen. We don't need faith in GNM. It is not a leap of faith, as it has actually been proven. and it has been proven to us personally all the time. Just look back at all your experiences, all your families and friends' experiences, and see it has actually played out right before your very eyes all your life. So, next we have relax. Remember all those lovely pampery things we can do to help us relax, as this will encourage the vagatonic state. And anything else that reduces stress on the emotions, physically on our bodies and mentally, will help us to relax. We can encourage positive thinking and carefully written affirmations such as all my cells are in perfect alignment. I am healthy, happy and whole. I will go into affirmations in more depth in another video, as we need to take real care with affirmations, with the wording of them. And the reason is because they can cause a hanging healing or even re-trigger a conflict if we're not careful. We can also distract ourselves by doing something that we can really immerse ourselves in. This takes our attention away from the worry and concern over what's happening in our body, and is something that I have found so beneficial. As long as this hobby or activity that you're doing, that you can immerse yourself in, as long as it's not causing you any stress and it's not stimulating, then it will be really supportive to healing. Then we have understanding the conflict. Working out the conflict, as I discussed in episode 10, is very helpful, and understanding the program helps to remove the fear of what to expect, where your body's going and where it has been, so to speak. Just like I previously mentioned, it can neutralize the program just by bringing what is in the subconscious, in that sort of subconscious program, into the conscious, so we can apply logic and reasoning to it. Next we have supporting the healing. So pretty much all we are doing is supporting the healing process. Look at reducing the stress of negative emotions, eating well, avoiding anything stimulating, basically everything we covered in episode 9 and everything I've mentioned here too. But another important aspect is embracing our symptoms, as they are a positive sign that we have resolved a conflict and are now recovering. We are getting better, even if the symptoms feel like they're getting worse. We are recovering from that trauma, and having immense gratitude for your body for helping you cope with that trauma and now fixing itself, putting itself back to normal. And finally, this is only really for recurring problems. We have T for tracks. Tracks are basically triggers or red flags. These can cause healing to stop or go backwards in the program, sometimes into the conflict active phase, and basically it prevents us from leaving the program, kind of keeping us in the loop. So they can even cause the re-trigger of an old conflict at a later date. Tracks can be troublesome and complex, so I'm going to explore these further in a separate video, but basically just understanding our triggers can help to neutralize them. And we can do this by understanding the biological program that's involved and the original trauma that caused the conflict in the first place, and remembering what actually reminds you of the conflict, the original conflict. This could be anything from a food causing a food allergy, a substance causing an allergy to that particular substance, a sound, a person, a place, a situation, that maybe has similar red flags to it as the original trauma, and even something as simple as a particular shade of colour. Sometimes tracks can be simple, it can just be the one thing, but sometimes they can be really complex. So I am going to go into this in a separate video, like I said, it's just too much to cover here. So hopefully this has helped to set out the process in a way that is a little bit easier for you to digest, because it is a step-by-step guide rather than flooding a lot of information and then when the time comes you think, well, where do I start? Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.